I'm Christina, and I make art from biology research. I turn this into this, and this into this. It all started in kindergarten when I stole a biology encyclopedia off my dad's bookshelf, examining the glossy photographs of nature and attempting to redraw it. Then I would share my crayon art to friends gathered around me in a circle, narrating stories like how a butterfly pollinates flowers. Despite our reading level, these visuals allowed us to grasp that other strange animals existed beyond the squirrels in our schoolyard. Understanding science knowledge was like upgrading in a video game. You unlock new terrain. And as an artist, I was like a cartographer creating maps to document uncharted but exciting territories to discover. Together, science and art supported my learning. However, as I grew older, I felt pressured to choose one path. So I chose science. That is until I found myself struggling. I had just learned about cell theory and I was staring at my hands. I thought, what is a cell? At the time, I was so confused I didn't know how to phrase my question, but in hindsight, I wanted to ask, are the cells in my hand the same as bacteria cells? How many cells are in my hand? And what do they look like in my hand? Biology, a topic I once loved, now became a memorization class. I dreaded it. So the night before a test, I painted to calm myself. I thought, hey, why don't I just study for my test right now? So there I was, painting organelles on a blank canvas. In that moment, I began to visualize the invisible. These bland textbook definitions came alive to me. I could imagine a protein package submerging, budding out of a Golgi apparatus like an oil bubble in a lava lamp. This breakthrough allowed me to create many other artworks about science topics that I was interested in. For example, I made tattoo illustrations about the skin microbiome population to show how our microbiome helps define who we are, just like how tattoos define who we are. Or even a t-shirt design about a childhood memory using bleach to show how memory degrades as time progresses. Or even a skateboard design about the bioethics of gene editing. In the process of exploring, I discovered patterns in nature that I incorporated into my artwork, like the theme of balance between the production of osteoclasts and osteoblasts and the quest for optimal bone density. Although science is meant to be objective, I can't help but admire the subjective beauty behind these patterns, similar to the principles of rhythm, balance, and unity in art and design. Beyond personal fulfillment, I found that art can make medical information understandable and accessible. For example, I worked at a nonprofit ending maternal mortality where I made instructive illustrations to explain how to take a life-saving pill, misoprostol, to mothers who are illiterate in rural northern Nigeria. I began to understand art's importance in medicine, like personally using illustrations to help my immigrant grandmother to understand the surgery that she might need. Art is a powerful visual communicator, but we have to ask ourselves, what messages are worth sharing? For me personally, I believe in using art to build inclusive technology, especially important as tech advances, but the gap between the developed and the developing keep rising. Aligned with this vision, I created a community organization, Krebs Institute, where we make biology art together. I began to understand myself, my body, and my world better. Now when I look at my hands, this is what I think. I prompt you all to look at your hands. Look at the unique fingerprints, the hints of blue veins, and how your skin bends as your knuckles bend through the command of your own brain. You are a generation of makers, builders, and thinkers. You are the accumulation of history as your ancestors passed on genes encrypted in the instructions of A, T, C, G. You are the result of nature's trial and error as your auditory system is an engineering masterpiece. You are the universe's consciousness, made of stardust, equipped with a brain that allows you to form complex thoughts and experience emotions that make us human, like the joy of seeing your baby sister for the first time. I prompt you to look into two subjects of art and science in your life that you love and play with that intersection. Whether it be dance and chemistry, or physics and music, or biology and art, there is something to uncover. Pythagoras' musical work inspired the equation we all know of today. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Leonardo's visual documentation of the bodies he dissected pushed forward medical advancements. When science is contextualized into our lives, we understand ourselves better. But art is the bridge, the communicator that delivers that knowledge to make our lives full. Thank you.